You've been on for like 5 seconds, so.
Oh. Well, okay. All right, tonight we're gonna have an apple brined pork loin, which is pretty awesome. Pork loin, whole ones are on sale at one of my local grocery stores. So I had to stock up, and we've got the first of fall coming eventually. So I'm gonna brine one. You know, pork and apples is a classic combination. And so I'm gonna put the apple flavor into the pork itself. So I've got 4 cups of apple juice, 1/2 cup of kosher salt. Use a 1/4 cup if you've got table salt, but try to get kosher. 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And this is, I don't know, 1/2 teaspoon of black peppercorns, and just a pinch of red pepper flakes. Okay? So all I'm going to do in this first step is bring this up to a boil and let all the salt and sugar dissolve, and then I'll show you how to ice it down and get the pork in there so we can roast it and eat it. Okay, so we brought our brine up to a boil. See, and this is what it looks like. See how everything's all dissolved in there except for the peppercorns? That's exactly what you want. And you notice we didn't put any water in the brine. That's because, one reason, you never ever ever want to put meat into a hot liquid for brining. It's an invitation for everything horrible in the foodborne illness world, okay? So we do have a lot of ice. And, hang on, don't move. We're going to park our brine right on top of an equal amount of ice. So, I don't know, 4 to 6 cups of ice. And a couple things are going to happen. Yes, it will melt your ice. That's not that big a deal. But, here's how you give yourself a shower in apple juice. Here's how you tell if it is acceptable to stick your pork down in there. Okay, we're gonna let this sit and get a temperature, but we're not gonna do it until it reaches 45 degrees. Okay, now come over here and look at this. This is a whole pork loin. Now, they sliced it partway down the middle. Can you see that clearly, or are you just being weird? They sliced it partway down the middle in order to get it into the package, which, you know, couple of problems there. You don't want to cook it like that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to separate it, and then I'll have a couple of options. I could, if I wanted to, tie butcher's twine around it and roast it off that way, but instead, I'm going to cook it as 2 separate pieces. And that way, wait a second, quick sanitize. That way it'll cook faster. All right, so we are pretty good. See, that's exactly what we want. We know that we're down at a safe food temperature to add our meat because we're below 45. Equal readings everywhere, we're good. All right, so we tuck him in here. You don't want more ice than you need. You want to keep your brine over the top of the pork. Oh, that was perfect. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stick this in the refrigerator for a couple hours, pop a lid on it in the fridge, let it chill. In a couple hours, I'll come back and show you how to roast it off and make magic, luscious stuff happen.
I started.
All right, I'm gonna show you the next step in our apple pork dish.
Oops.
That's okay.
Well, I swallowed an ice cube. It just went like right down. It was really weird
nice.
feeling. Ooh.
You okay?
Yeah.
You gonna live?
No, I'm gonna die.
All right, so don't die. All right, so we've had a few hours in the brine, and we're gonna fish it out and do the next step. Ew. Okay. Needless to say, don't ever try to reuse a brine. It's just a bad idea. Because what you're going to end up with is bacteria soup, which is not luscious.
Well, I think it's quite good.
Huh?
I think it's quite nice.
You can have it.
All right.
All right, so we always know that nice, pretty, crispy, yummy, fabulous, crusty stuff doesn't happen if you've got a lot of moisture. So the first thing you need to do is dry him off, okay? And these are my, I don't do paper towels much, just freaks me out to throw them away. So I reserve kitchen towels that touch food and they get bleached to pieces. Because bleach is our friend. Okay, nice and dry. All right, now. I got so excited over pulling it out of the brine, I forgot to get my spice right over here, so give me a minute. I'll be back. Sorry about that. Normally I cut those and redo them, but y'all have been with me for a while now, and I figured let's go with it. Okay, so this is what we're going to decorate our pork with. Over here we have about 1.5 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, a couple of teaspoons of kosher salt, a couple of teaspoons of garlic powder, and I don't know how much that is, 3 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons, plain old brown sugar. Okay, now garlic powder and the pepper and the salt, of course, are a savory thing. We had apple and brown sugar in the brine, and so we're mimicking some of these flavors on the crust that we're going to develop on the outside. Right? Right. Brines are fabulous. Brines are my best kitchen trick. You just have no fear of just walking right into whatever. Yeah, okay, there he goes. All right, so a little bit of olive oil. We got the water off, right? What were you doing?
Well, I wasn't paying attention for a second. It's okay.
We got the water off, but we do want to give it some, the rub, something to stick to, okay? And you notice, I put these down here, fat cap up, meaning, can you see this edge right there? That's the line of fat. Need some help? Okay. And then there's my brother. Hi, brother.
Hello.
Hello.
Just stealing some pineapple.
Go check out the last video I did. It was how to cut pineapple, or how to cut mango, or one of them. And now everybody's in here after my fruit. It's a good thing I didn't need it for something.
I'm just stealing fruit for kids. It's okay.
All right. I have kids.
Big Joe.
Huh?
We're going to go see Big Joe. He usually wakes up, call me.
All right.
Get her, and I'll go run off to work.
So now you know everything we're doing today. Going to see Daddy. Kinsley's taking a nap. Brent's going to work. There's our schedule today. All right, so we're giving this a nice rub. Now that's not enough sugar to really make it sweet, especially balanced out against the pepper and the salt and the garlic. But what it will do is give a nice crust.
Last time I'll probably, I'm going to work. I will be. I'll be home.
What time do you get off?
9.
All right. All right, now we know why that when you all make requests, it takes me so long to get the videos out. All right, so, Ricky,
Yep.
show the pork loin. I'm washing my hands. All right, so now I've got my oven back here on 325 degrees. Often, if I'm roasting a meat, I will start it off much higher to get that crust on there. In this case, I'm not gonna do that because I've got brown sugar in it and I don't want the sugar to burn before it gets nice and caramelized. Also, you can see there is a skinny part and a thick part. You want your thermometer to go into, well, you know what, actually, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I've always done this. I've always put it into the thicker one first. No. We're going to start it in the skinny one because we don't want the skinny one overcooked by the time the fat one. So we can cook this one to 140, pull it out, and give this one however much time it needs. I'm a genius. All right, so I'm setting 140, okay? And I'm gonna pop that, I'm not gonna show you my backside. I'm gonna pop that into the oven at 350 degrees, and then we're just gonna leave it alone and let it roast until it hits that 140, okay? Once there, I'll be back. All right, so my thermometer hit 140, and I brought it out and I let it sit here because we always let meat rest. Always. I don't care how many hungry teenagers are nagging at you. Which makes it hard. That's why I have that. I would defend it. Alright, so we're taking this one right over the platter. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. And yes, I'm stopped up. I'm working a little cold. I'm sorry about that. I know that's not the most pleasant thing to hear. Normally you wouldn't do that, but let's see what we got right here. Now I know my daughter was over here picking at the crust. Oh, look. Can you see how juicy that is? Can you get any closer there, son?
No.
Look. Oh, yeah. Can you see that? I think you're blurry and you steamed up the...
Just a little bit.
So this is our apple brined pork loin. And if you really wanted to just go all out, the cool thing to do would be to serve this with baked apples. I'm trying to use that like a fork. Hold on a minute. Serve this with some baked apples. I got lazy. I didn't make the apples. All right, let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. I took a Ricky bite. It is so good. The little bit of brown sugar in the crust is fabulous. The inside is perfectly seasoned. It is juicy. Come have a bite to my cameraman. And that's just the best of all possible ways to do it. So, thanks. Apple brine, pork tenderloin, fabulous. You want to make that.